After stirring controversy with Civil War, Alex Garland has returned, quicker than expected, with Warfare, a collaboration with former U.S. Navy SEAL Ray Mendoza. With brutal realism, staggering performances, and technical mastery, Warfare drops viewers into a real-life 2006 firefight in Iraq. It's a visceral and unflinching look at modern combat, but it also wades directly into the same ethical and emotional minefield that haunted Oppenheimer. While Civil War was fictional and apolitical by design, Warfare roots itself in real-life trauma. The story is adapted from Mendoza's own harrowing experience in Ramadi, where a routine surveillance operation devolved into chaos, trapping his platoon inside a civilian's home as Iraqi insurgents closed in. The result is a nerve-shredding, immersive war movie that pushes the limits of audience empathy, but it's also a film with one glaring blind spot: the people caught in the crossfire. The realism that hurts and works. There's no doubt that Warfare succeeds on a technical level. Garland's direction, paired with Mendoza's intimate knowledge of the battlefield, results in a film that feels both cinematic and hauntingly authentic. Performances from a young, gifted ensemble: Will Poulter, Cosmo Jarvis, Joseph Quinn, and breakout Tefero Wunatai as Mendoza, ground the chaos in raw emotion. The tension is suffocating, the sound design is thunderous, and the pacing leaves no room to breathe. And that's the point. Garland isn't crafting spectacle for its own sake. He's recreating the helplessness, confusion, and emotional erosion that comes with being at war, not just watching it. This is not a story of glory. It's survival under fire, told through the eyes of those who barely made it out. The Oppenheimer problem. But Warfare, like Oppenheimer before it, falls into a moral and narrative trap that's almost impossible to escape in war storytelling: the erasure, or worse, tokenization, of civilian suffering. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer faced backlash for not portraying the Japanese victims of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But his omission was deliberate, aiming to reflect the internal disassociation of its protagonist. Garland and Mendoza take a different approach in Warfare. The Iraqi civilians whose home is destroyed by the SEALs are shown, but only fleetingly. A lingering final shot of the family surveying the ruins of their home tries to serve as a powerful emotional coda. Instead, it feels like a hollow afterthought. By placing the focus almost entirely on the soldiers' experience, justified by the film's basis in Mendoza's own memory, the film risks reinforcing the same narrative imbalance. It humanizes the invaders more than the invaded. This isn't about choosing sides, it's about narrative responsibility. A story that feels honest, yet incomplete. This contradiction lies at the heart of Warfare. The film wants to be both a tribute to Mendoza's fallen comrades and a truthful portrayal of the costs of war. But by not fully engaging with a civilian perspective, it leaves a vital part of the story underdeveloped. That absence may not be malicious, but it is noticeable, and it's why many viewers, particularly those critical of American foreign policy, find themselves uncomfortable with the film's emotional priorities. To be fair, Garland and Mendoza don't pretend to have all the answers. They aren't glorifying war, but rather grappling with it. Still, the choice to present the Iraqi family mostly as a symbolic footnote rather than as characters with their own arcs and emotions feels like a missed opportunity, especially in a film that otherwise thrives on nuance. No easy solutions in war or in war films. As French director François Truffaut famously said, "Every film about war ends up being pro-war." Even with the best intentions, depicting violence can unintentionally glorify it. Warfare tries hard to subvert that, but it still faces the limitations of its format, its perspective, and its audience's expectations. Ultimately, Warfare is a harrowing, impressively made war film that honors a real-life ordeal, but in doing so, it inherits the same moral ambiguity that plagues all films of its kind. Whether that's forgivable or fatal is up to the viewer.